2, 1. All right, everybody, welcome again to Communication Makeover. My name is Todd Wall, and our guest today, Richard Flint, talking about this program, the research that he's done into understanding the personalities of the people that are around you so that ultimately we can work with the people around us from the inside out, not taking an external judgment at them, but going, what does it take to relate to? So with this concept of a day at the zoo, where do we start with it? Where do we go? What's the beginning of this conversation?
Well, Todd, this fits right into the title of your show, Communication Makeover. Because in order to really build a effectively efficient relationship with people, you got to learn how to communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm only communicating based on what I see, there's going to be a lot of miscommunication. There's going to be a lot of disconnect because I'm finally going to say, you know what? This person is just too difficult to work with. I can't work with them. I don't want them around my life. But if you understand the personality, then all of a sudden, what are you doing? You're making over the communication you have with them because now you're understanding the innerness of this people. One of the great things about this, and it took me 5 years to research this program and to create it, is that when I got all 18 of the animals laid out, what I understood is there had to be some predominant personalities that all the other animals in the zoo relate to.
Natural. We've all seen The Lion King. So yeah, continue.
Yeah. So the three, and then we can talk about them.
Okay.
Is the two-hump camel, monkeys, and parrots.
I did not expect those to be the three. You just gave me a curveball. So all of it derives from those three.
Yep. Every other animal relates to those animals because each of us have 4 personalities.
Okay.
One is your dominant.
Okay.
And the other 3 support that dominant personality.
Okay.
So the most important animal in the zoo, if you said, Richard, you can only pick one personality or animal to work with, where would you start? I'd start with the camel. Why?
Okay. Yeah. I need to know why.
Well, when you study the camel, you find that it has basically some foundational personalities. Number one, first understand there are 2 types of camels, one hump and 2 hump.
And that makes a difference.
And that makes a big difference.
Okay.
Because the one hump camel, and we'll get to this, but is your little parrot, your little new person who comes in and wants to grow. They have this aura to them, this energy to them, this hunger to them, this eagerness, this excitement. And they bring that with them to work every day. And the thing they want to do is they want to get out of being that one hump camel and they want to make it to Camelot. And when they make it to Camelot, that's where their maturity sets in. And people don't really understand many times what maturity is. Maturity is simply the process of becoming. And when you have that little one hump camel that is eager, excited, they want to learn. They'll give everything they can, even if they don't know what they're doing.
Can I highlight that phrase really quick with you? Maturity is the process of becoming.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what you learn about the little one hump camel, they're known for endurance. This is why in the Arab world, they get together and they race the one hump camel. They're known for their speed. One hump camels are known for their speed. Mm-hmm. And this is that excitement. When people are excited, they have energy. When people are eager, they have desire, they have energy. But they have a challenge. They're naive because they lack the maturity.
Okay.
And so you've got to spend time in training these. And when you get
Mm.
them through the process of a two hump camel, that's when they become the most valuable personality in the zoo. Why? They're known for endurance. That's why they
Hmm.
use the two hump camel in the desert. It can go a long distance without nourishment.
Mm.
But if leadership doesn't understand that, you know what they tend to do, Todd? They
Hmm.
tend to abuse their two hump camels. They've got other people that could do a certain job, but they know if they give it to them, they're not going to do it, or it's
Okay.
going to be
Oh
messed
yeah.
up.
They load them up. In other words, they load them up with too many things.
And that two hump camel, you come to them, they've got more on their plate than they can do,
Hmm.
but they know if you give it to that monkey, they're going to mess it up, and then
Got to
someone's
make a
going to
joke.
have to clean it up. So who
Yeah.
do they go to? They go to the person they know they can count on.
Hmm.
And that two hump camel doesn't have time, but they know that if it's not done right, it's going to mess everybody up. So what they do is they'll say yes to it. And without realizing it, they're punishing that two hump camel because of their commitment, because of their loyalty.
Because
And
they
I,
always say yes. That
yeah,
person always says yes.
I interviewed 200 one hump camels that had left organizations.
Okay.
And I asked them, why did you leave? They didn't want to leave. They gave leadership every opportunity to keep them.
Hmm.
But the number one reason, and there were 8 reasons that I got, there were number one reason was they'd lost respect for leadership because they saw the leader not confronting the people who were messing up the environment. And they got
Okay.
tired of cleaning it up.
Okay.
But and this is just two of the characteristics of the two hump camel, and this is factual. When a two hump camel gets angry, mad, or upset,
Hmm.
it will walk till it finds a human and spit on them.
Interesting. Okay. Because they finally just they get to their
Had enough.
limit and they've got to get it out. They've got to
They
get
had
the
enough.
poison out.
Because, there's two types of enough. There's enough with a semicolon where I say, you know what? I'm going to give you one more chance. I don't want to leave. I like it here and I want to be part of the value of this organization.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
they see that person having the title of leader sacrificing the little parrots to the monkeys who are going to destroy that little parrot. And finally, they've had enough with an exclamation point. And so when they walk in, they're done.
They spit.
And here, one more interesting fact right here. When they leave and they go to another company, a majority of the time, they don't go for more money. They go because of the environment.
Ooh,
Two
yes,
hump camels
absolutely.
will
Hmm.
always interview the person that's interviewing them.
Interesting. Absolutely. Yeah. Is it's all about the environment. I love that. Well, okay, so what's the next animal?
Next animal, let's do the monkey.
Okay.
And the monkey is the second most dangerous animal in the zoo. Now, you wouldn't think of a monkey being dangerous because when you take kids to the zoo, what is one of the cages they always want to go see?
It's the monkey cage. Every single time it's the monkey cage. They're going to do crazy things. They're going to throw unfortunate stuff at the cage or at the screen. But yeah, you always have to visit the monkey cage.
Yeah, because they're cute and they do
Hmm.
funny things.
Hmm.
I remember I was at the Oklahoma City Zoo, and in the center of the zoo, there was this one cage with this big monkey in it. And that monkey was the official greeter. So I was with a group of students that I had that I was working with, and we walked over and we were just laughing and having fun. And the monkey was up on a trapeze toward the center of its cage, and it looked at us and it went, "Ah!" Well, we didn't pay any attention. All of a sudden, monkey came down off of the trapeze, came over to the fence, jumped on the fence, began to shake the fence and scream at us. Well, we turned and we watched it, and all we did was applaud, and the monkey went back to its trapeze.
Huh.
And that's one of the characteristics is a
Okay.
monkey will always create environments where they're noticed.
Yeah. And they're going to put on a show.
And it's amazing how leadership won't confront the monkeys. And one of the reasons is they show up every day. They're a body. But as a body, you know what they do? They love to gossip. They love to pick on management and pick on the two-hump camels.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about them is negative. And if leadership does not confront them, and majority of leaders do not like confrontation.
No.
They will put it off until they're ready to explode. Then it's not confrontation, it's criticism. Confrontation is the leadership skill of finding resolution.
Interesting. I love that. The leadership skill of finding resolution. So let's move quickly to the third one before we wrap up the segment.
The parrot. And the parrot is your new person who doesn't know enough not to be excited. And this is important because the little parrot only has one characteristic that's important. You can teach him to say anything you want him to say.
He's the yes man.
Yeah. And here's what we found in our research. Companies talk about training, but the majority of the training with the little parrots is not done by leadership. It's done by the monkeys.
Ooh, that is
because they invite
so
the little parrots into their world.
Ooh. Now, Richard, I need to pause right there to go jump to the next segment, but this gives us something great to jump into. Now we can begin engaging with how to interact and who's really controlling the zoo. All right, everybody, stick with us. We'll be right back. This is just getting better and better. Stick with us.